You're on India Upfront. I'm Anand, Narasimhan. This man, ladies and gentlemen, called stone pelters nationalists and then stoked the sentiment against our braves. This is the Farooq Abdullah who has sworn on our constitution and served not just as Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir in the past, but also as a Union Minister. And at a time when the political class should unite against a deliberate aggression and an aggressor, Farooq Abdullah turns and bats for China. The very China that bought off a parcel of land from Pakistan knowing fully well that it belongs to us. Listen to him last week when he talked India down, and this week as he put PoK backer China on a pedestal.
पाकिस्तान का दोस्त है। अगर हमने उसको दोस्ती निभाई होती तो पाकिस्तान का दोस्त नहीं होता। ट्रंप ने खुद कहा कि आई वांट टू सेटल कश्मीर प्रॉब्लम। हमने थोड़ा कहा उससे। चीन ने कहा अभी कि आई वांट टू मीडिएट इन कश्मीर। ना किसी को तो आपको इस्तेमाल करना पड़ेगा बातचीत करने। हम थोड़ा कहते हैं उनके हवाले कर दो।
Mr. Farooq Abdullah, here are some hard facts on India up front. You have ignored China's transgression and aggression. Secondly, the country that you favor, sir, is the one shielding terrorist Masood Azhar. What is your position on that? What is your position on the parcel of land that Pakistan occupies and China continues to buy and continues to aid and help and wants to build a road on it? Thirdly, your own ally, Mr. Farooq Abdullah, the Congress party, differs on third-party intervention. Kashmir is India, India is Kashmir, says Rahul Gandhi. Listen in.
मैं अब काफी समय से कह रहा हूं कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी और एनडीए की पॉलिसीज ने जम्मू कश्मीर को जला दिया है। मगर जो कहा जा रहा है कि चाइना से, पाकिस्तान से, इन लोगों से कश्मीर का डिस्कशन होना चाहिए, मेरी राय है कि कश्मीर इज इंडिया एंड इंडिया इज कश्मीर, और ये हमारा इंटरनल मैटर है, ये हमारा इंटरनल बिजनेस है और इसमें किसी का कुछ लेना देना नहीं है। धन्यवाद।
You heard Rahul Gandhi there, Mr. Farooq Abdullah, your own ally. And as we set up the debate on India up front, these are the big questions that I want to ask the National Conference and Mr. Farooq Abdullah. Is Mr. Farooq Abdullah completely oblivious to the transgressions by China in Sikkim and in Bhutan in that tri-junction? How can China be a stakeholder when they continue to back Pakistan and its devious ways? Why pitch for talks with a country that refuses to designate Maulana Masood Azhar, the head of the Jaish-e-Mohammed, a terrorist? Isn't Farooq Abdullah compromising national interest by calling China a stakeholder? Why doesn't Farooq Abdullah ask China to quit its occupation of India's territory? These are the questions that remain, and these are the questions the National Conference patron-in-chief has shirked, refused to answer. And let's open up the debate and ask our guests on India Upfront tonight. GVL Narasimha Rao, RSN Singh, defense analyst, Major General G.D. Bakshi joining us, Captain Anil Gaur, senior leader of the PDP with us, Junaid Mattu, spokesperson of the National Conference with us, and Dr. Dinesh Vashni, leader of the CPI with us. December 2008, December 8, 2016, Mr. Junaid Mattu. He's just about to join us in a bit, Junaid Mattu of the National Conference. Let's just ask Major General G.D. Bakshi, what do you make of this, sir? How will you resolve the Kashmir issue without talking to Pakistan? Farooq Abdullah, in December 2016, General Bakshi, the two countries have to talk to each other. Also, the centre needs to initiate talks with the constituents of Jammu, Ladakh and Kashmir to find an amicable solution. There was no third party mentioned here. It was India and Pakistan that Farooq Abdullah spoke about. Even that is in variance with many of us, what many of us believe. But how did China come in at a time when we know the Chinese design? General Bakshi.
You know, I was serving in Jammu and Kashmir 2000, 2001, 2002 when Dr. Farooq Abdullah was the Chief Minister. I have personally, seen him absolutely livid with rage, asking for us to attack Pakistan. And you know, when especially the State Assembly was attacked, before the Parliament attack, he was vociferous in asking that India should teach a military lesson to Pakistan. It is amazing how a few years out of power, what transformation they have wrought. The same, fire-spitting patriot is today, almost virtually a spokesman for China. You get the feeling that he has become an opportunist. You know, Pakistan has failed to deliver Kashmir for the separatists. You know, it has totally failed in Azadi or trying to ingest Kashmir. Now these people have pinned their hopes on China. They think India is, is scared stiff of the Chinese posturing on the Doklam Plateau, and they think that they can bank some hopes, forlorn hopes on China. I think they need to think again. I'm not sure if Mr. Dr. Farooq Abdullah is gone senile. He is fully well aware of India's very principled stand that we will not accept third-party intervention.
Well, there are some others who are joining him, sir.
Look what it brought
General Bakshi, there are some others who are joining him. There is a party called the PDP whose vice president today has said, what's the harm if somebody intervenes and pushes for a dialogue? Captain Gore, sir, please tell me, do you agree with your own party vice president?
Anand, I have not heard about what you are saying, maybe because this has not come out to me yet. But a few points that I want to make here about National Conference and Farooq Abdullah. See, the problem of Kashmir, as you know, is basically the problem made out between Sheikh Abdullah, Jawaharlal Nehru and National Conference and the Congress.
Sir, I've got a big... Sir, Sartaj Madani said this. Sartaj Madani said talks with Pakistan must to bring peace in the region, but this is a big development coming through. Just breaking this on India Upfront. There is a crackdown on terror state Pakistan by the United States. They say they want to resolve Kashmir once and for all, and this is how they are doing it. They have choked the funding to Pakistan. A $350 million aid to Pakistan has been blocked by Pentagon. And this is for not doing enough against the Haqqani network. That is the update that's coming in. We'll try and go across to Shinjoy Chaudhary, our National Affairs Editor, who joins us with more. Yes, Shinjoy. Good evening. Go ahead, please.
The important point here is it's the Haqqani network. Now you will ask, why not the Jaish-e-Mohammed? Why not the Lashkar-e-Toiba? Why not the Hizb? Very frankly, Anand, this is because the biggest enemy that the Americans face in Afghanistan is the Haqqani network. And like the other three, the Haqqani network is fully financed, trained, armed, and helped by the Pakistanis, which is why this has happened. Of all the groups, all the terror groups, it's the Haqqanis that the Americans are wary of the most, which is why the Haqqanis are given as the reason, because it affects the Americans directly.
And for the Americans to intervene and to take a position against Pakistan, they have to talk about a terror group that affects them and their interests in Afghanistan. But the fact is, Shinjoy, thank you for your inputs. As I go back to Captain Gore and to our other panelists, the fact that stands out at this point, I have Tanveer Sadiq also joining us in any moment now. But General Bakshi, sir, I'm coming back to you on this. That $350 million US dollars.
Before you got in Shinjoy, can I make my point now?
Yes.
Complete?
Yes.
The point is, you see, as far as talks with Pakistan are concerned and talks with other people are concerned, this is in the agenda of alliance of the government of today, that is here in Jammu and Kashmir. And this has always been the stand.
So what is your position on intervention, sir?
On the whole, that you have to talk to.
Do you disagree with the National Conference on China trying to mediate?
What Farooq Abdullah said about China. You see, we are discussing what Farooq Abdullah said about China. Now, this is something which he is trying to, again, this family and National Conference is always what they have done is, they have always tried to raise a smoke screen around the actual issue. The actual issue today is that even whatever America is doing for its own interest, the National Conference and the people there are getting exposed. Because, again, like I said earlier also on your channel, Syed Salahuddin was a creation of the 87 rigged elections by National Conference. And had it not been there, we would not have Yusuf Shah, a teacher, becoming Syed Salahuddin and a global terrorist. Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir would not be burning today. So this thing of Farooq Abdullah coming in and saying that, look, China should mediate. Now tell me, Aksai chain is already under China. Has he forgotten that? He was the chief minister of the state. China is trying to get in from the Karakoram highway, making the China-Pakistan economic corridor, and that is passing through the territory of India. The parliament has passed a law, and the declaration of parliament is that the entire area that is with Pakistan is Indian territory. Has he forgotten that? I just don't understand what this man is trying to do again and again. This family and this party is the main cause of what we are suffering.
Tanveer Sadiq is joining us. Earlier in the day, he backed Farooq Abdullah. We also had what the PDP said, which said Sartaj Madani actually said, in a way, blocked, said if any way that there can be a dialogue, we welcome it with Pakistan, is what they said. General Bakshi, $350 million of aid cut by the US. They are showing intent. And we see what China's intent is. And we are seeing what Farooq Abdullah's intent is.
America is showing intent for its own. America is not helping India.
Sir, $350 million of aid, if it is cut from Pakistan, how do you know what they use it for? They might be redirecting that money towards our borders. And if that is choking that funding, it is choking that funding. At least there is some step that's taken. Has China stopped blocking Masood Azhar, sir? Has China stopped blocking India's push to designate Masood Azhar a terrorist? It's not. Yes, General Bakshi, sir.
Stepping forth to answer every question.
Major General J.D. Bakshi. Go ahead, sir.
Sorry. Yeah. You see, look, the timing of all of this is despicable. There is China threatening war and mayhem in the Doklam Plateau. There is China threatening to teach us another lesson. And at this kind of a sensitive juncture, Dr. Farooq Abdullah pulls a rabbit out of the hat. Please get the Chinese to intercede in Jammu and Kashmir. China is a party to that dispute in terms of the fact that it has grabbed 1/3 of the whole of the state, the district of Ladakh in Aksai Chin. It is threatening to take the whole of Arunachal Pradesh. It is now threatening our, legitimacy over Sikkim. It is threatening to us in so many border enclaves. And Dr. Farooq Abdullah wants to hand over the kind of control of this dispute to China. He wants China to be the arbitrator. China, which is itself the aggressor, the transgressor, the one who has already snatched whole vital portions of J&K. They have built the Aksai Chin road through J&K without our leave. They have built now the Gilgit-Baltistan. The Karakoram highway has been linked to the China-Pakistan economic corridor without our leave, without asking us, without consulting us. And now they want to build a third road. And at this time, Dr. Farooq Abdullah finds an opportunity, a very opportunistic kind of a stance that, oh, let us involve China. I mean, is he gone senile? Is he gone senile? Has he lost his sense of proportion?
Sir,
does he even know what he is saying?
Let's open this up.
And at what General is Bakshi, the kind of timing?
No,
General Bakshi, let's open this up. Tanveer Sadiq is listening. He's got a smirk on his face. He's got a smirk on his face, and let's see why he's got a smirk on his face. Tanveer Sadiq.
You know, I'm Anand.
Good evening.
Anand, I'm really amazed. General Bakshi using those words. I mean, I think he has gone senile. He should have the decency to address a member of the parliament who's been a chief minister. Now, I don't know.
Now, sir, you remember that he is a member of the parliament.
Show me one statement.
Now you remember, sir, that he is a chief minister some time back.
Where Dr. Farooq... Listen, Anand, do you want me on the show or not?
Of course we want you on the show.
My leader has been called names. I will not tolerate that. I'm telling you on your face.
You are well within your right to respond to Major General J.D. Bakshi, sir.
But show me one statement. Show me one statement where Dr. Farooq Abdullah says, involve China. Show me one statement.
You did not hear what he said today. You did not hear what he said today.
About Indo-Pak relation.
You did not hear what he said today.
Go and repeat that again.
Did you hear what he said today?
Please tell this senile general and tell him to
No, he said China also said that it wants to mediate in Kashmir.
Said that.
No. You want to hear what he said today?
He said he said Trump has...
Hear it out.
Anand, repeat it.
Yeah, we'll repeat it. If you don't need to shout, Tanveer Sadiq, hear it out.
Please tell
hear it out, sir. Please hear it out. Please hear it out. Tanveer Sadiq, you don't need to shout. Please hear it out.
कब तक आप इंतजार करेंगे? क्या 1000 साल इंतजार करेंगे? You have to catch the bull by the horn. Sometimes you have to do it. युद्ध नहीं कर सकते हैं, उनके पास भी एटम बम है, आपके पास भी एटम बम है, कितनों को मरवाएंगे आप? ये रास्ता नहीं है, रास्ता बातचीत का है। दोस्तों को इस्तेमाल कीजिए। हम तो कहते हैं कि साहब दुनिया में हमारे दोस्त हैं, उनको इस्तेमाल कीजिए बातचीत करने के लिए कि साहब हम हल करना चाहते हैं।
आप कह रहे हैं कि तीसरी पार्टी को इन्वॉल्व करना चाहिए कश्मीर इशू पे?
अरे साहब जरूरी, आप ये कहते हैं ना तीसरी पार्टी। ट्रंप ने खुद कहा कि आई वांट टू सेटल कश्मीर प्रॉब्लम। हमने थोड़ा कहा उससे। चीन ने कहा अभी कि आई वांट टू मीडिएट इन कश्मीर। किसी को तो आपको इस्तेमाल करना पड़ेगा बातचीत करने। हम थोड़ा कहते हैं उनके हवाले कर दो। कोई रास्ता, अगर मेरा और आपका झगड़ा है, हम तय नहीं कर सकते, तो हम दोस्त को तो इस्तेमाल करते हैं कि यार दोस्त तू जरा निभा ले इसको।
लेकिन सर भारत का स्टैंड है कि कश्मीर इशू पे सिर्फ भारत और पाकिस्तान द्विपक्षीय बातचीत करेगा।
आपने 70 साल बात नहीं की, कोई हल नहीं हुआ, बॉर्डर वहीं पे पड़ा है, 4 लड़ाइयां हो गई, और कितनी और लड़ाइयां करेंगे? कितना भारत का और नुकसान करेंगे आप? यही जो पैसा जो हम जहाज खरीदते हैं, फौजी सामान खरीदते हैं, अगर यही यहाँ के गरीब किसान के लिए खर्चाया जाए तो भारत आसमान से बात करेगा।
लीजिए आप तनवीर सादिक, अब तो आप ये नहीं कहेंगे कि we did not play out the whole thing in context. Is there anything in doubt?
Where does he say?
Is there anything beyond doubt?
Anand, tell me, where does he say China को लाओ, उसको उनको ले आओ?
China wants to mediate in Kashmir. कोई तो बात करेगा, किसी को तो कहिए. Why did he say that? Why did he say that? Why did he say that? Why did he say that?
China has said this. There's a difference.
Why did he say that?
There's a difference.
नहीं तो China कह रहा है कि China wants to mediate in Kashmir. Does he not know why?
He said.
Does he not know why, Tanveer Sadiq?
He didn't say I am telling China.
Sir, why doesn't he? Does he? Why should he talk about China? कोई कुछ भी कहे. You heard what Rahul Gandhi said? You heard what Rahul Gandhi said?
Because India and Pakistan.
You heard what Rahul Gandhi said?
Talking to each
Kashmir
other.
is India, India is Kashmir.
You need to understand.
Sir, perhaps one of the strongest and most sensible statements that the Congress Vice President has made in a long time. But what a statement, sir. Kashmir is India, India is Kashmir. Can you hear that? Did you hear that? He said, you want to hear this out? ये भी सुनिए. Rahul Gandhi, एक बार और सुन लीजिए.
Anand, listen.
सुन लीजिए, सर ये भी सुन लीजिए.
Anand.
Please hear this out also.
मैं अब काफी समय से कह रहा हूं कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी और एनडीए की पॉलिसीज ने जम्मू कश्मीर को जला दिया है। मगर जो कहा जा रहा है कि चाइना से, पाकिस्तान से, इन लोगों से कश्मीर का डिस्कशन होना चाहिए, मेरी राय है कि कश्मीर इज इंडिया एंड इंडिया इज कश्मीर, और ये हमारा इंटरनल मैटर है, ये हमारा इंटरनल बिजनेस है, और इसमें किसी का कुछ लेना देना नहीं है। धन्यवाद।
Now what do you have to say, Tanveer Sadiq?
We don't hold brief for the Congress. I'm not here for the Congress. I am not.
Your own ally has called you out. Sir, your own ally has called you out. Now you want me to say anything further?
Why are you sure?
Has Mr. Farooq Abdullah said anything about Chinese aggression in India, about China's designs on Arunachal, about why this current standoff is happening in Dokala, because they are trying to exert pressure on India to accede to one belt, one road?
India and Pakistan need to talk to each other.
You please tell me, will you think about the country for a change, sir? Will you think about the country? Kashmir is India, India is Kashmir. Can you think for India? Kashmir is India, India is Kashmir. Can you think for India, Tanveer Sadiq?
Getting killed.
May I ask you this? Will you rise above your selfish motive? Will you rise? Colonel Arasan Singh, good evening, sir. Can you please help me? Can you please help me make these people understand what they are doing is so dangerous? It is so selfish.
I'll tell you, Anand, nothing has changed in as far as our approach to J&K is concerned. In 1950s, early I'm talking about 50s and 60s, there was an Australian diplomat called William Crocker. He has written a book, Nehru, A Contemporary Estimate, and in that he has written that when I used to interact with Indian officials and ministers, they used to say that the instrument of accession is legal and it is irrevocable, and Pakistan is under illegal occupation of the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. And then he goes on to say that we diplomats, especially Western diplomats, our sense of puzzlement knew no bounds, because they said that if you say that it is your territory, then what do you talk? What do you talk? You can if you talk to Pakistan, I mean, you can only talk about getting back the territory that is under their occupation, or is it you want to have talks to accede to their demand of territory? And that confusion, I think ये दुकानें जो है ये उतनी साल से ये चल रही हैं ये talks का. The second part, what Rahul Gandhi has said, let me tell you. The date was, I think, 26th October 1947, 22nd October, these raiders had started, infiltrating. Lockhart, General Lockhart, who was the Indian Army chief that time, he asked the Defense Committee that how is Kashmir very vital to you? And Nehru and Patel, they said that Kashmir is vital for the very existence of India. So therefore, when I see these people, making these kind of noises, and let me tell you, do not mistake, the Chinese are playing big games. Chinese are playing big games in pursuance of China-Pakistan economic corridor. All this you see, whether it was, Mahbooba Mufti who said, that Chinese hand is there. Indirectly, Farooq Abdullah is referring. The issue of Kashmir has not been of people of Kashmir, for God's sake. Never has Pakistan carried out operations in Kashmir for the welfare or to assimilate the people of Kashmir, the Muslims of Kashmir. They did not attack Kargil because they wanted to assimilate or take the Shias of Kargil in their fold. It is a question of territory. And when it is a question of territory, every inch of the territory has to be defended. Therefore, there is no question of talks. You are today batting, again in the same territorial vein, you are batting for the Chinese. You think I am a fool? I am an strategic analyst of some standing. And I can tell you what all is going on. And the Chumbi Valley is one of the issues, one of the motivations of China is that they have created a counter pressure point as far as Kashmir is concerned. So please, I warn.
Sir, do you think they don't know?
Some of these politicians
GVL Narasimhan Rao, good evening.
Not to indulge in these kind of things.
We'll try and just get GVL Narasimhan Rao with us.
People.
No, but do you think they don't know?
They're far too clever people, analyzing things.
No. Do you think
is not India of 1962?
No, but Dr. Dinesh Vashne, do you not think they don't know? GVL Narasimhan Rao is back with us. GVL Narasimhan Rao, we lost you there momentarily. I'm coming back to you. Do you not think these people don't know, sir? They don't know what the situation is. Despite the External Affairs Minister actually briefing the Parliament, they do not know the response of Chinese. You know what they have come out and said? They have called our External Affairs Minister a liar. Mr. Farooq Abdullah should have taken umbrage to that. The entire political fraternity should have united and said, how dare China speak like this? But look what they say.
Look, Anand, as far as the border security is concerned, there is no difference of opinion among the major national political parties. But there is definitely a difference on approach to the problem of the Kashmir. We believe that it is a political problem. It has to be resolved politically.
Between who?
If it has to be resolved politically, because the two-nation theory was given by BJP and RSS, the so-called Veer Savarkar. Therefore, we have to speak to Pakistan. We believe there will be no third-party involvement. There cannot be a third-party involvement.
Narasimhan, intervene, sir.
Yes.
No, Anand,
and there cannot be
issue has to be resolved politically between whom?
What do you mean? And I do agree that the warmongering must stop. Warmongering must stop on the basis of Kashmir.
Is the CPI
who's warmongering right now?
The mouthpiece of
you
China.
You should know that
but I think rather than
Farooq Abdullah is correct when he says that they also have an atom bomb, we also have an atom bomb. We cannot have the nuclear war. We should not have a nuclear war. We should go for peace. Let us
stop giving this kind of blackmail.
The Pakistani and
stop this nonsense.
And then the Pakistani.
आप किसकी भाषा बोल रहे हैं, Dr. Vashni? Whose language are you speaking, sir? Sir, whose language are you speaking? I'm amazed. You are actually trying to parrot the lines of Farooq. Sir, please.
Definitely. BJP.
GVL Narasimhan Rao, respond. GVL Narasimhan Rao.
Anand, do not become a poodle in the hands of Pakistan.
Was the first party who
I think
said
today,
Farooq Abdullah was the first party.
Dr. Farooq Abdullah is acting as a poodle, Pakistani poodle. He is trying to advance the same fake nuclear blackmail of Pakistan. And the CPI and CPM, they have become mouthpieces of communist China and also Pakistan. I think when will you start thinking about this country? I think you want to do politics in India, but you want to pay your loyalties to Pakistan and China. It's a shame on you. Shame on all of you.
Will you please open the file of the Shama Prasad Mukherjee?
Dr. Dinesh Varshni, please tell me this, sir. I have a straightforward question to you, sir. You please tell me, do you agree or not? Kashmir is India, India is Kashmir, and whatever the resolution, it is between Kashmiris and Indians, or it is within Indians, between Kashmiris and the rest of us.
No. The Kashmir
it is within India. It is within India. The problem is, you tell me, sir, who is sitting on our territory?
We always say
who is playing the aggressor? Are we sitting on somebody else's territory, or are two people ganging up to corner what belongs to us?
No, it is
so what should be your position, Dr. Dinesh Varshni? What should be Farooq Abdullah's position? What should be every Indian's position? Should we stand united to guard our territory, or should we bat for the enemy? Dr. Dinesh Varshni, you have to answer a straightforward question, sir. I give you 2 minutes to think about your answer, and I hope you prove my faith that you are a rational thinking man who will give an honest answer, which every Indian has no qualms taking a position on, despite whatever differences they have between themselves. We guard our home, we guard our territory, sir. How can you not take that position? Dr. Dinesh Varshni, I have to take a very short break, but when we come back, has Dr. Farooq Abdullah, has the National Conference forgotten who the actual aggressor is? What the devious design is? Or are they so clouded in their selfish minds and their motives that it just does not matter to them? Doesn't India matter to them? That's the question. Taking a very short break.
Tonight, Naveen Hawala Ghotala. Hawala cash link to Naveen. Watch the News Hour debate tonight at 9 p.m.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, on India Upfront. Two comments that the Chinese have made in the recent past. Major General G.D. Bakshi, as I bring back our panelists on the debate. Tanveer Sadiq, did you forget, sir, when the Uri attack happened on our soil? You know what Hugh Boren said? We side with Pakistan. When the Uri attacks happened, Hugh Boren, the ambassador to Pakistan, the Chinese ambassador there, in Lahore, said we back Pakistan. And recently, there has been hint in the Chinese media about the Chinese polity saying that if PoK government requests, third country's army can enter Kashmir. You want these people to mediate? General Bakshi.
You know, Anand, Anand, no, Anand.
You know, absolutely,
really,
excuse me.
What you need to do is...
No, we've heard you. We heard you.
Play the
all
video
your finger wagging doesn't intimidate me.
You need to listen to what Dr. Farooq Abdullah
Anand, what I would like to... Hello.
Yeah,
Anand,
General Bakshi and then Tanveer. It's between the two of you gentlemen. Let General Bakshi speak, sir, and then after that, Tanveer Sadiq, please.
There is...
Hello.
Then I will debate with you.
Excuse
because
me.
I
was trying to say, Mr. Tanveer, can you kindly... the anchor asked me that question. I'm sure you haven't become a general.
No.
You haven't been promoted, by the way. So let me kindly finish.
Yeah, because you are not even worth a colonel, so don't you dare ever
use
any word against Dr. Farooq Abdullah.
Kindly give the decency to your co-panelists to present his views.
Yes.
We are not here to listen to a lecture.
You have no decency left.
And your finger wagging, you can reduce that.
You have become senile. Don't ever say that word against Dr. Farooq Abdullah. He doesn't need a certificate from you or people like you.
I've got your message.
The day you learn manners is the day you come on the channel and I'll have a debate with you. So you dare don't say anything against Dr. Farooq Abdullah because he doesn't need.
Why aren't you so belligerent against the Chinese, Tanveer Sadiq? I would love to see this belligerence against the Chinese. Tanveer Sadiq, you've made your point. Can we move on the debate, sir? He's also noted your point. Can we move on the debate? Can we move on the debate? Let Major General G.D. Bakshi make his point. You have made your point. You have taken exception. He has noted it. He has noted it. Tanveer Sadiq, calm down. I would like to see this belligerence against the Chinese. Can I see this belligerence against the Chinese from you? If I can't, please calm down. General Bakshi, let General Bakshi speak, please. Now you please show some decency, Mr. Sadiq. You please show some decency. I request you. Let him speak and then I'll come to you, sir.
And we... Thank you. You know, Anand, what I would like to point out is, here is China on its most aggressive stance against India, calling our foreign minister a liar, you know, threatening to teach us the lessons of 1962 all over again, right? Threatening that it will intervene in Jammu and Kashmir. And this is the most opportune time that Dr. Farooq Abdullah found to invite China to intervene as a mediator in the Kashmir dispute. China is one of the aggressors. China is the beneficiary of the Pakistani aggression and largesse. Pakistan has just handed over the Shaksgam Valley. Pakistan has just handed over Gilgit-Baltistan. And now Dr. Farooq Abdullah wants China to act as the mediator who will hand over Kashmir on a platter to Pakistan. And you want us to lump it? You want us to lump it? Of course he's gone tonight. If he's making such ridiculous statements, he's not the Dr. Farooq Abdullah I knew or I served with when I was in JNK. When I was in JNK in 2000, 2001, Mr. Tanveer, I can shout louder than you.
What we have said,
I have a parent ground voice.
India, if they become facilitators,
I was in Jammu and Kashmir. I heard Dr. Farooq Abdullah himself ask for India to attack Pakistan for the attack on the JNK State Assembly. You weren't even born then.
Who can be the facilitator?
Why don't you pipe down?
We have never said, particularly China.
Tanveer Sadiq, tell me something. Why aren't you so belligerent against Pakistan and why aren't you so belligerent against China? Why don't you tell the Chinese on India upfront tonight, back off, get off Dokala. Don't try and deliberately pressure India into sanctioning and giving sanction to one belt, one road to the CPEC on our soil. Why don't you say that?
India and Pakistan need to talk.
Why don't you say that? Why don't you tell the Chinese to back off from Dokala? Tell them, don't gang up with Pakistan to try and build roads on our territory. Why don't you say that?
Fair enough. That is not our mandate.
Why not?
Anand, that is not our mandate.
Why not?
Our mandate.
Why not? Why isn't it your mandate? Why isn't it your mandate? Why isn't it your mandate? कोई आपके घर के
Don't tell me what the
अरे कोई आपके घर के आप कोई आपके घर के अंदर घुसकर वहाँ सड़क बना रहा है और it is not your mandate.
India and Pakistan.
No, कोई आपके घर के अंदर घुस के सड़क बना रहा है. That's not your mandate. No, that's not your mandate. Why is it not your mandate? It should be everybody's mandate, sir. The position India has taken and what China is pressuring us into doing, you should be taking a position to say if there is one country that dare not interfere in our business is China. I would like to hear you say that. Say that, sir. Say that. That if there is one country that dare not interfere in our business is China.
Saying any friend of India and Pakistan, any friend of India,
yes,
for 70 years,
yes,
yeah, you're
yes, Colonel Singh.
That the people of Kashmir are getting killed. We are the ones who face the
General Bakshi, Colonel Singh wants to intervene, and then we'll go to the PDP also. PDP and the BJP after Colonel Singh. Yes, Colonel Singh.
There's nothing wrong.
You know, Anand, I'm amazed. This man is referring to China as our greatest friend and benefactor. You know, because China has courtesy him produced, made so many inroads into India. They built the Aksai Chin road. Did they ask us? Did they take our permission?
Are you out of your senses?
Why were you sleeping at that time?
No, he will lose his voice. He will lose his voice. He will lose his voice. He will cry hoarse. He will shout himself hoarse, but he will not criticize the Chinese. He will not criticize Pakistan. He will not take that position. I said, sir, कोई आपके घर के अंदर घर में घुस के सड़क बना रहा है. You will not take offense or umbrage to that. He has not taken umbrage to that. I understand. I don't know why Mr. Tanveer Sadiq has not yet done that. Colonel Narasimhan Singh, you wanted to intervene, sir. Please come back in.
Not even going there.
Why aren't you doing that? Go there. Go there. I want you to do that. Go there, sir. Take a position. Colonel Singh.
1 minute. 1 minute. I know in past few months, I have sensed a tendency, amongst separatists, soft set separatists, sophisticated separatists in the mainstream political parties. I mean, this, they are very happy, or they feel that India is in some kind of a predicament, or some discomfort vis-a-vis China. Each time when you, talk about, how China has, banned burqas in Xinjiang province, or has, disallowed Ramzan for government officials, you will not find a murmur of protest, from the jihadis or any of these people. But today, let me tell you what has happened today. A South Korean company called Delium International, it has pulled out from a hydroelectric project from Gilgit-Baltistan on the plea that it says that this territory is disputed, right? And that is why they scare. That is why this, this frenzy amongst, some of these Chinese, people, I don't know how many of them have been subverted by the Chinese. And let me tell, Mr. Bashani, and may I suggest this to Farooq Abdullah, that as Nehru and Patel had said, that Kashmir is vital to the existence of India. Siliguri corridor, in everybody's reckoning, is also vital to the existence of India. And should our existence be threatened, I'm not a warmonger. I'm not a warmonger. But should our existence be threatened, we will use every available means. We will use nuclear power, we'll use missiles. In the process, RSN things may get destroyed, but this land has to live. And we will see. It is my duty. And everybody who feels like me to ensure that there is no further vivisection of this country, we will use every means, whatever be the cost.
What kind of a debate? A person is advocating a nuclear war. You are seriously out of your mind.
Yes,
you are
if it comes to it,
Tanveer Sadiq,
to decide between our existence and non-existence, we will use every available means.
You will not say a word to the Chinese. You will not say a word to the Pakistanis, but you have a Fauji here who says that I will defend my territory with all means possible, and you have a problem with that.
Even the extreme right.
Please, one minute. Just calm down. Just calm down here. Calm down here. This is Dr. Dinesh Varshni. Dr. Dinesh Varshni. No, Dr. Dinesh Varshni, please. You did not hear Colonel RSN Singh say, I am not a warmonger. You did not hear that we do not want to aggress and we do not want to covet anybody's territory. You did not hear that we will do everything in our power to defend our territory. But what you heard is selective. Now you see the selectivity? You see the selectivity, ladies and gentlemen? You see the selectivity, ladies and gentlemen? You see the selectivity?
Nobody in India is impressed. Nobody in India is impressed by this belligerent war-mongering posture of your master.
Now, gentlemen, calm down. Gentlemen, calm down. GVL Narasimhan Rao. 1, 2, 3. Sir, out of the 6. Sir, out of the 7 windows here, there are 3 windows. There are 3 windows.
Communists are the most peace-loving.
There are 3 windows which are quiet. There are 3 windows which are talking a lot. But there are 2 windows right below where I am seated right now in that box there, who will not say a word against the Chinese, GVL Narasimhan Rao. They will not say a word against Pakistan's aggression and their occupation of our territory. They will not say anything about what the Chinese designs are. But they have a problem with a soldier who says, I'll give it my all. I will give it my all to defend my home. Now tell me, GVL Narasimhan Rao, what do we do? What do we do when there are people at a time when this country should stand united?
I've not had a word in so far.
Yes, GVL Narasimhan Rao.
You made down my feeder.
No, please tell them to keep quiet or mute them. Otherwise, I'll leave the debate.
GVL Narasimhan Rao, go ahead.
Yeah, so when Farooq Abdullah becomes a poodle for Pakistan, when he wants to advance their fraudulent blackmail on nuclear, I think these parties find it acceptable. When you have one Colonel RSN Singh making a statement, they take great umbrage. How many times have the Pakistani leaders, Pakistan Defense Minister, Pakistan Army Chief, how many times have they not threatened of nuclear war? A nuclear attack, and none of these people had any objection to it. But one security expert makes a reference to it and they take great offense to it. I think when you are in power, Farooq Abdullah behaves. He wants to advance the Patriot's agenda. But when he is in the opposition, he is wanting to advance the treacherous agenda.
That the BJP advocating nuclear war.
His hypocrisy is coming
to this. Will you give a statement that does BJP advocate nuclear war?
Communists acting as Chinese mouthpiece.
You first give a statement, Dr. Varshni. You first give a statement, Dr. Varshni, that when Pakistan says we will use the atom bomb, are you sitting there scared? Are you sitting there with your tail between your legs, sir, when the Pakistanis come out and belligerently say we will nuke you?
We condemn that.
Are you scared, sir? Are you scared? Are you sitting there scared? Are you sitting there scared कि इनका भरोसा नहीं है ये क्या कर देंगे? Are you sitting there scared? Or are you going to tell them? Are you going to turn around and tell them, I dare you to? You take a step in that direction and we will take you out in your silos. Do you have the courage to say that, sir? Tell the Pakistanis today, tell the Chinese today to back off from our territory. Dinesh Varshni, say that. Show me that aggression. Don't just sit and condemn. Don't just sit and condemn. You have a problem when other people say Kadi Ninda. Today you are doing the same thing. You tell me today. Sir, you tell me today. You tell this country today on India Front. Say it on national television. Tell the Chinese, back off. Tell the Chinese, back off. Tell them to back off from Dokala. Tell them to back off. Tell them to back off and not to intervene in Kashmir. Say it. You say it, sir. You say it. You say it, sir. You tell the Chinese to back off. Can you tell them?
India line, Pakistan.
Can you tell them, sir? Can you tell them, sir? Can you tell them, sir? Can you tell them to back off from Arunachal, back off from Dokala? Tell them to back off. Tell them.
We said in 1962.
I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now.
Said that Chinese attack.
I'm telling you now. Don't say. Tell them to back off. Tell them to back off. Tell them to designate Maulana Masood Azhar as a terrorist. Tell them to designate Masood Azhar as a terrorist.
India or China.
Tell them.
Whether it is India or
You say it now, sir. You say it on national television. Say it. Say it. You will not say it. You will not say it. And you are here to sermonize others. Don't sermonize others when you can't take a position yourself for the country. Take a position, sir.
We all are united.
Take a position, sir. You are not united. You are not united. You are divided. You are divided because of your petty political motives, and that's the sad part of the polity of this country, sir. Sir, today, despite all the criticism that is vented on him, let me tell you, sir, heaped on him, let me tell you, sir, I am proud for the fact of the position that the Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi has taken. He has taken a position that a lot of these politicians don't even dare to say. He has said it. He has said it, and danke ki chot pe kaha hai, sir, Kashmir is India, India is Kashmir. Anybody talking about anybody else intervening can back off or buzz off, because that's not going to be acceptable. Very well said.
Everybody knows
that is a position that you need to take as a political party, sir. You are not taking that position. Take that position. Take that position. Tell Pakistan to back off. Tell China to back off. Tell China not to meddle in our affairs. Say it, sir.
You are diverting an issue.
No, sir, we are not diverting the issue. I am right on the... And Captain Anil God. Captain Anil God, do you think the National Conference should come out and say... Do you think the National Conference, like the left, should come out and say, take a position?
Advocate the nuclear war and permit the advocacy of nuclear war.
Anand, I don't think so. The National Conference will ever come out and say that, because that is what they've been doing right since independence and before that. The stand of National Conference and the communists has never been in favor of the country per se. I can substantiate that by the history. You go through it. First and foremost is when Pakistan raiders and others attacked India. Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, on the advisor Sheikh
He was silent when you spoke.
The Indian Army from
accord him that decency, Dr. Vashnik. Accord him that decency, sir. Accord him that decency. Captain God did not intervene when you spoke. He did intervene. Show him that decency at least, sir. Show him that decency. Put your hand down. Stop pointing fingers and show him that decency. If you cannot, sir, if you cannot show another panelist that decency, I don't know what to expect of you, sir. Please allow Captain God to speak.
Talking like a gentleman, hear me out, okay? Just hear me out and have the courage to listen to me. We have taken quite a lot of nonsense from you. Can we expect some decency?
Okay?
Come to us.
Can we expect some decency?
Now, the point is, I would like to remind you, Anand,
yes, Captain
the stand of PDP has been what Mehbooba Mufti ji a few years back on your channel itself showed a complete map of J&K and said, this is what we want. At that time, there was a hue and cry amongst all these people and said, what is Mehbooba ji doing? And she showed the entire territory that was like Sichin, Pakistan occupied Kashmir and all. She said that this is what J&K is and this is what PDP stands for. And this is what we want. Now, the point is that why is all these people obfuscating the issue? Why are they going around trying to, get Chinese smoke screen and all? Is to cover their own sins.
Election in Jammu and Kashmir.
If you see,
let him speak.
Today,
let him speak.
Again, because of these people. I do not want to go into all those details if you go right from there. But yes, one point I would like to make here is that when the United Nations resolution was also in our favor, we still could not get that to be implemented. Whose fault was that? Who were the people? It was the Congress.
Let Tanveer Sadiq respond to that before we close with GVL Narasimha Rao. Yes, Tanveer Sadiq. Sir, we want Mr. Farooq Abdullah and the National Conference to take an open position. Say that there is no need, that there is no Chinese mediation solicited. China has got no business in Kashmir, neither has Pakistan. This is an issue that, whatever are the issues, need to be resolved among the people of India.
What we are saying, Anand, is that many years have passed. India and Pakistan are not talking to each other.
We don't need to.
The problem is when you don't talk to each other, the situation really gets tense. There have been people getting killed in Kashmir. That is the reason we are saying to de-escalate the situation. If Friends of India become facilitator, there is nothing wrong. And that, my very learned friend, Captain Gore, his party has welcomed that statement. I don't understand. They are saying one thing here and another thing in Kashmir. Their General Secretary has welcomed the statement. But what we said, that President Trump has said, that fair enough.
We are for dialogue, and that dialogue is in the agenda of alliance with BJP.
Similarly, China said it. But what we are saying is the dialogue process needs to start. Somewhere down the line, Prime Minister Modi went to Lahore. There have been instances where we have tried our best.
Right.
But we cannot stop because both the countries have had...
No, like I said, Tanveer Sadiq,
go on
sir,
war,
the
like
issues in Kashmir are to be resolved between the Kashmiri people and the rest of the people of India. Sir, it is between Indians that this issue is. Pakistanis, Chinese have got no business getting in there. That's the position you should take because that's something which you have said in the past. But I don't know what's happened. I don't know what motive drives you. But sir, it is very unfortunate to hear that coming from the National Conference.
Anand.
Yes, GVL Narasimhan Rao, 30 seconds, sir. Please go ahead. I have to wind up.
Anand.
See, I can't change your opinion.
Captain Gore and Tanveer Sadiq, I really don't have time. Let GVL Narasimhan Rao complete.
Why does Dr. Farooq Abdullah... Why does Dr. Farooq Abdullah, why does he want the obligation to be on us, on India? Why can't he tell his friends in Pakistan, and he seems to be acting as their agent here, why can't he tell them to stop exporting terror if they want to have a dialogue? That is what is really standing between the two countries. We have always been wanting to talk with them, but then they must stop terror. And today, we are not only faced with an external enemy,
sir,
in the form of hostile neighbors.
Sir, my problem...
We are actually facing internal enemies. This country is actually today,
sir,
the media, the country is fighting the inside enemy.
Sir,
inside enemy.
Sir, we will... Sir, I have to wind up. It's the news hour with Navika Kumar. It's a mega expose coming up here on Times Now. But this is a burning issue because if we have people like this within our own, when we should stand united, we are only as strong as the weakest link. And if the weakest link is batting for the other side, I don't know how we'll stand up for this country together. Have to wind up. Thank you very much.